They locked people in rooms with starving rats. They stretched bodies until bones shattered. They left prisoners to rot alive in their own filth. These aren't horror movie plots. These are real punishments that societies once considered justice. Throughout history, humans have devised methods of torture so disturbing that they challenge our understanding of civilization itself. The question isn't just how these punishments worked, but why entire societies accepted them as normal. What we're about to uncover will change how we view both the past and the fragile progress of human rights. Medieval Europe perfected the art of psychological torture through the rat dungeon. Prisoners were confined in pitch-black cells deliberately infested with starving rats. The rats, desperate for food, would gnaw on the living flesh of the imprisoned. The constant darkness amplified every sound, every scratch, every bite. Victims rarely died quickly. Instead, they endured days or weeks of relentless attacks, their screams echoing through stone corridors. The psychological devastation often exceeded the physical damage, as prisoners descended into madness long before death claimed them. The rack represented mechanical precision applied to human suffering. This device stretched the body beyond its natural limits, with the victim's ankles and wrists bound to opposite ends. As the torturer turned the crank, ligaments tore, joints dislocated, and eventually bones fractured. The process was methodical and slow. Interrogators could pause at any moment, allowing victims to contemplate their agony before continuing. The rack didn't just break bodies, it broke wills. Many confessed to crimes they never committed simply to end the unbearable stretching. Those who survived faced permanent disability, their bodies forever distorted by the ordeal. Naval powers developed their own brand of maritime horror. Keelhauling involved tying a sailor to a rope and dragging him underneath the ship from one side to the other. The barnacle-encrusted hull acted like thousands of razor blades, shredding flesh as the victim was pulled across. Survivors emerged mutilated beyond recognition, their bodies torn to ribbons. Many drowned before completing the journey beneath the keel. Ship captains used this punishment to maintain absolute authority at sea, where traditional law held no power. The threat alone kept crews in line, knowing that one mistake could result in being scraped alive against the ship's bottom. Ancient empires in Asia weaponized nature's largest land animal for execution. Trained elephants were taught to crush condemned prisoners slowly, prolonging death over several agonizing minutes. The elephant would place its foot on the victim's chest, gradually increasing pressure until ribs cracked and organs ruptured. Rulers used this method for public executions, demonstrating absolute power while entertaining crowds. The intelligence of elephants made this punishment particularly cruel. The animals understood their task and could be directed to crush specific body parts first. Some elephants were trained to dismember victims limb by limb before delivering the final fatal blow. Vlad the Impaler earned his name through systematic use of this grotesque execution method. A sharpened stake was inserted through the body, carefully positioned to avoid vital organs and prolong suffering. Victims could survive for days, displayed along roadsides as warnings to others. The stake's placement required precision, too quick, and death came mercifully fast, defeating the punishment's purpose. Impaled prisoners experienced unimaginable agony as gravity slowly pulled them downward onto the stake. Some rulers impaled thousands simultaneously, creating forests of dying humans that terrorized entire populations into submission. Roman law reserved special cruelty for parricides, those who killed their parents. The condemned were sealed inside a leather sack along with a dog, a rooster, a viper, and a monkey. The sack was then thrown into a river. As the animals panicked in the drowning sack, they attacked anything within reach. The victim faced simultaneous drowning, biting, clawing, and pecking in complete darkness. The symbolism was deliberate. Each animal represented a betrayal of natural order. This punishment combined physical torment with social and spiritual condemnation, ensuring the victim's complete destruction in both life and legacy. Torturers discovered that trapped rats would do anything to escape heat. A bowl or cage containing rats was placed on the victim's abdomen, then heated from above. As the metal grew hotter, the panicked rats had only one escape route: through the victim's body. The rats would claw and chew through flesh, burrowing into the abdominal cavity in their desperate attempt to flee the heat. Death came slowly through internal hemorrhaging and organ damage. This method left minimal external evidence, making it popular among interrogators who needed to maintain deniability. The psychological impact on witnesses ensured cooperation without requiring widespread use. After execution, some societies refused to grant even the dignity of burial. Bodies were locked in human-shaped iron cages called gibbets and suspended in public locations. The corpse would decompose slowly, visible to all passers-by. Sometimes prisoners were gibbeted alive, left to die from exposure, dehydration, and starvation while trapped in the cage. The gibbet prevented the body from falling as it decayed, keeping the gruesome display intact for months. Birds would pick at the flesh, while crowds gathered below. This punishment extended beyond death, denying rest to the deceased and traumatizing entire communities forced to witness the prolonged spectacle. Ancient Persia engineered perhaps the most diabolical execution method ever conceived. The victim was trapped between two boats or hollowed logs, with only their head, hands, and feet exposed. They were force-fed milk and honey, then covered in the same mixture. Insects swarmed the sweetness, laying eggs in the victim's exposed flesh. The forced feeding caused severe diarrhea, attracting more insects to the waste accumulating in the boats. Victims developed gangrenous infections as insects burrowed into their flesh and laid eggs that hatched into larvae. Death took weeks, as the person was literally consumed alive by insects while immobilized and delirious. Guards would continue force-feeding to prolong the ordeal as long as possible. The oubliette represented the ultimate abandonment. This dungeon design featured a single opening in the ceiling, accessible only by ladder or rope. Prisoners were dropped into the pit and the entrance sealed. No light penetrated the darkness below. No one returned to check on the condemned. The name derives from the French word meaning to forget. Prisoners died slowly from starvation, dehydration, or existing injuries, their bodies left to decompose in the darkness. Some oubliettes were discovered centuries later, still containing skeletal remains. These forgotten souls experienced the cruelest punishment of all, being erased from human memory while still alive. These 10 punishments reveal the darkest capabilities of human civilization. Societies once accepted these horrors as legitimate justice, demonstrating how fragile our concepts of human rights truly are. Understanding this brutal history isn't about dwelling on the past. It's about recognizing how far we've progressed and how vigilant we must remain. The same human nature that devised these tortures still exists today. Only our collective commitment to human dignity prevents their return. If this journey through history's darkest corners affected you, share this video to remind others why human rights matter. Subscribe to explore more untold stories that shaped our world.